Hola, soy tu amigo Santiago, and that's Spanish for hi, I'm your friend Santiago. And as you can see, I'm ready for Navidad, and that's Christmas. And every year, my aunt or tia sends me gifts to open before Christmas Day. I love her gifts. They always have something to do with the real life story of Christmas. Wow, look, it's a sheep, or una oveja. It's very soft, and I know exactly why my tia inteligente, my clever aunt, sent this to me. Long ago, things were looking great for God's people in the land of Judah. They were scared because their enemy was getting closer. But God reminded them that He was going to come to save them. He sent the prophet Isaiah to talk to His people. A prophet is someone who speaks God's words to others. And Isaiah said, "Be strong and do not fear. One day, God will heal everything that is broken. God will come and He will save you." God's people believed His promise, and they waited for the Savior who was going to be the forever King. They waited for, well, a very long time, like hundreds of years. That's when the leader of God's land told everyone to go back to where they come from so that they could be counted. So a man, Joseph, and his wife, Mary, made a very long trip to his hometown of Bethlehem. But guess what? Mary was ready to have a baby. When the baby was born, she wrapped him up in large strips of cloth. And since there were no guest rooms where they could stay, Mary laid Jesus in a manger. It's a feeding bin for animals. Whew. This baby was very special. He was the child that God had promised hundreds of years before. And you might think that the Savior sent by God would come in a really fancy way, like maybe the super rich and super important people would get to see Him first. But that's not how God planned it. When the promised Savior was born, the first people to hear about it was a group of shepherds. That's right, the people who take care of sheep. They were not fancy, and being a shepherd wasn't a high-paying job, but God chose them first. On the night Mary had her baby boy, there were shepherds out there taking care of their sheep. Then an angel of the Lord appeared to them, and the glory of the Lord shone around them. These shepherds were super scared, but the angel told them not to be because there was good news for everyone. The angel said, "Today in the town of David," that's Bethlehem, "a Savior has been born to you. He is the Messiah, the Lord." Then the angel told them that they would find a baby wrapped in strips of cloth and lying in a manger. That's incredible, or increíble. But things were about to become even more incredible. Suddenly, a lot of angels filled the sky and started praising God. They said, "May glory be given to God in the highest heaven." These shepherds got to be the first ones to hear about the good news of the Savior. They were so excited to see this baby. They hurried and found Mary, Joseph, and the baby, and they got to see Jesus with their own eyes. Then they told everyone the good news that they had seen the Savior with their own eyes. Everybody was amazed at their story. And remember how hundreds of years before that, God made a promise to His people who were sad and scared? It was finally time for God to keep His promise. It wasn't rich or fancy people who got to hear the news first. God sent the Savior as a baby and told a group of shepherds first. Just regular old people who had the job of looking after sheep. These shepherds had so much joy, and the joy didn't stop with them. The promised Savior, Jesus, came to heal what was broken. He came to heal people. He came to save us. Because of Jesus, we can have joy too. Jesus is our joy. I'm so thankful that Jesus' joy is for everyone, and this sheep is a great reminder of that. Now, to find the perfect place for it. Adios, amigos.